biggest, deepest breath of my life. Where do we even start with this one? Hey my fishes, Courtney Mermaid here and welcome back to my channel. Today is gonna be a day. Today we're gonna talk about my latest mermaid tail creation. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I think I just need to sip my tea quick. So if you've been around on my Instagram, I have been posting little teaser snippets of a tail that I've been working on a bit behind the scenes. So where do I want to begin with this? I've thought about recording this video a couple of times now and didn't really know where to start. So I guess we're just gonna kind of dive into a little bit of the backstory before I show you guys the tail. So a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I started making mermaid tails, and I made painting videos and tutorials and stuff, and I was posting them up on YouTube. And an amazing mermaid by the name of Ripple, I will leave all of her information down in the description box down below, liked my videos, and she used my videos to create for herself her very first painted tail. It was in 2015, I think it was February, I held my first meetup, and I was going to be debuting a new tail that I had made, and I was super nervous. It was the first time I was going to meet Ripple the Mermaid. And she comes up to me with her tail, and she shows it to me, and she's like, "I made this! Thank you for your help." She was so happy in it, and she looked so good in it, and I loved that tail. She recently sold that tail, actually. So I'm really happy for whoever ended up with it, because she put a lot of time and a lot of love into that tail. It was like kind of a turning point for me and what I was doing, having somebody react in that way that I could actually see and was like a tangible like person, like a real person. Like it's one thing to read the comments, and it's another thing to have somebody come up to you in real life and be like, "You helped me, thank you for that." And it's just sort of an experience. Not to knock any of you guys who constantly give me the wonderful feedback on here. I absolutely love you guys for that. But at the time, I was a very small channel, and I wasn't sure what I was doing and how I was doing it and all of that stuff. And she is like, you know, I've told her since then, you know, how much I appreciated that. I wasn't sure if she knew, and through the journey that we took together here, I let her know. I was like, "Hey, you know, you that meant a lot to me, and you know, had you not sort of said what you said, I might not have continued doing the whole like mermaid school creation, tail creation like series and this kind of thing." So huge shout out to Ripple the Mermaid, guys. Go give her some love if you have not already, okay? She's on the Instagram. She's also the one who makes all of my beautiful necklaces. So yes, go give her some love. So fast forward, the Mertailer started coming out with his silicone fins. And we all remember how I said I was never going to make a mermaid tail for a client with one of his monofins for a vast array of reasons. But the thing is, and I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? The thing is, I had a mermaid who had a very specific look she wanted and a very specific set of needs that we needed to meet to make sure that her experience could be so mermaid. She came to me and said, "Look, I finally have the right monofin for this tail. Will you make me a tail for the Fantasy 3 monofin?" The thought of having her in one of my tails was kind of like a big deal to me, and something I'd kind of hoped for a long time, just because of how it all had played out. Just getting to see her in my artwork was gonna be kind of a big deal for me. So she comes at me with this monofin's like 13 pounds, guys. "Can you make me a mermaid tail for this monofin?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have this monofin. I can't really make it for you if I don't have it." She's like, "Well, I have one." I'm like, "Okay, do you mind lending it to me so I can go and do the process?" Because this is a whole process to make You can sneak in, it's okay. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. And then she asks me if I can make extra fins for it. I'm already having like a heart attack because I gotta make myself I gotta make a whole new thing. And I'm like, sure. I can, like, I've done fins before, guys. I used to do fins on my tails all the time. Like, goldfish has extra fins and a dorsal fin. My very, very first tail had fabric fin. Not quite heel fins, but in that area. You know, I've got two other tails that painted tails that I never finished that have dorsal fins, heel fins, and pec fins. So, like, fins are not, like, a huge mystery to me. The reason I don't do them is because of the drag element to the whole thing. So people are like, oh, we'll get to go with fin. I'm like, no. I want to be able to swim nice and smooth and not be like hindered by the flappies. But she really wants fins. And I'm like, okay, let's make you a tail with some fins. We're gonna do side, like ankle fins, and we're gonna do pec fins. So to answer your next question, yes, all of my future tail slots will be available with extra fins. You can have a dorsal, hip fin, side fin, ankle fin, whatever fins. We can do it. I'm like, well, what kind of style do you want? Kind of style? What's the thing? So she wants her colors, like her classic Ripple the Mermaid colors. She gorgeous. And she wants them in a koi pattern. I've only ever done one koi fish mermaid tail. Let me tell you, it's not like my most comfortable kind of thing. It was definitely an experience. Definitely learned a few things making this tail. I am thrilled with how it turned out. And I'm gonna show it to you. She's seen it. She hasn't seen it in person yet, but I've sent her pictures, obviously. But I wanted to make sure I filmed this so I could have the tail here, make sure I get all my good B-roll and all that. So we're gonna use this sort of Q&A portion of this video to kind of talk to you guys about some of the things that I've done differently with this tail, how it all kind of came together, what I did, and just the technical stuff. So this, like, I don't even know if I can actually lift it to show you people. Like, it's the actual biggest tail fluke ever. So your first question is gonna be, Courtney, are you gonna offer, oh my God. Yeah. Your first question is gonna be, Courtney, are you gonna offer custom slots for this monofin? And that's gonna be a big no, because I don't actually own this monofin and I'm not about to dish out another 500 Canadian dollars to go and get it and bring it into the country. So we're not gonna be doing that. You know, if somebody ever had one, then they just gave it to me and I was like able to use it, then maybe. I only have the Fantasy 1 and the Fantasy 1 can't actually come out of my siren tail. So I leave it in there permanently. So no, I am not gonna be opening slots specifically for this fin. If you are in the greater Vancouver area and you have the fin, and you don't mind just lending it to me, if you trust me, and lending it to me, we can discuss something. I don't think I would ever make one for the Fantasy 2, just because, given my experience with this particular monofin, has little bitty guys here. They actually come all the way up to here. There's actually like just fabric here. Because of these little bitties, it actually makes it really challenging to make my pattern digitally, and especially because I've heard from Ripple Mermaid that the Fantasy 2 is very much not symmetrical, more so than this one. So that just kind of puts a little bit of a on that one. Your next question is going to be, Courtney, you said you were never going to make and sell tails for this fin. What gives? What gives is Ripple the Mermaid, who also happens to be a really good friend of mine, came to me. And she's much like me. We both deal with chronic pain and issues that we have to find creative workarounds for. She needed a tail, and I saw an opportunity to help somebody live their life so mermaid. So that's kind of where I came from with that. And yes, she did pay for it, because she supports my business and I support her business, and we're very good. We're very good about that. She also has a beautiful custom scale pattern, which is something that I offer for all of my tails now. You know, you can give me some examples of scales that you like. Typically, you just give me your reference and then I kind of create a scale pattern that I think is going to work really well with this. For this tail, I actually really heavily referenced actual koi fish scales, and then I hand painted something, which was a real experience. These, okay, the scale alone is something like, we were joking about this. Eric was doing some freelance and he was on layer. He's like, oh my God, Courtney, this BG and blah, 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 blah. And I'm on layer 20 something. And I'm like, honey, I'm making a scale and like, I'm on layer 50. So yeah. And we were just having such a chuckle about it, because the scales, I mean, her scales are like that big. How is that 50 layers? Like, I don't even want to, like, it's just a whole thing. So back to the sort of Q&A. All mermaid tails moving forward will have the option of having additional fins. And I already told you I'm not making mermaid tails on like any kind of a large scale for this. That's just not going to happen. This is going to definitely be a one-off for now. In terms of when I'm going to be opening slots again, I am getting a lot of questions about that. Slots are currently closed because I still have mermaid tails on my list that I'm working on. I am hoping hoping that later, maybe mid sort of summer, somewhere around there, I'll be able to reopen for more slots. In the meantime, I'm very happy to provide you with designs. I've got 2 different kinds of designs you can currently order off of my website. So if you would like me to, can you hear that? So I have 2 different kinds of designs. I am currently accepting Mersona commissions. So if you would like me to design you your Mersona character or you as a mermaid, anything like that, I have slots available for that, as well as for custom mermaid tail designs, which is the design only. So if you are at all interested in my mermaid tails, you would like to get one for yourself, keep an eye over at shopvancouvermermaid.com. Links, everything, it's always in the description box down below, because I'll post on there when I decide to open slots again. It's going to be once I've come to the end of who's waiting. So once the last tail has been sewn and shipped, then I will reopen. So all that being said, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Happy swimming! Bye!